You know what they don't tell you about perseverance? It's not poetic. It's not glamorous. Most days, it doesn't even feel heroic. Most days, perseverance looks like getting up at 5 a.m. when your body is screaming for rest. It looks like editing the same paragraph for the 10th time. It looks like sending one more email after 19 rejections. Perseverance is the unglamorous work that nobody sees until suddenly they do. This is Anthony K. Eaton, and you're now inside the Continental Exposure Studios universe. Today, we're talking about the one quality that separates dreamers from doers, the talented from the successful, the hopeful from the legendary. Let's talk about perseverance. We live in a highlight reel culture. Social media shows us the victory lap, never the 1,000 miles of training that came before it. We see the book deal, but not the rejection letters. We see the sold out show, but not the empty rooms. And because of this, we've been sold a dangerous myth that success comes to those who are naturally gifted, uniquely positioned, or extraordinarily lucky. Here's the truth they don't want you to know. Talent is common. Luck is fickle. Position can be lost in a moment. But perseverance, that's the rare element. That's the compound that transforms potential into reality. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison. 27 years. And when he emerged, he didn't emerge bitter. He emerged ready to lead a nation. That's not luck. That's perseverance refined into purpose. James Baldwin rewrote Giovanni's Room multiple times, facing rejection not just from publishers, but from a society that wasn't ready for his truth. He persevered anyway. And now his words are studied in universities, quoted by activists, treasured by generations. Octavia Butler worked menial jobs while writing science fiction that nobody wanted to publish. She collected rejection slips like badges of honor. She kept writing, and she became the first science fiction writer to receive a MacArthur Genius Grant. These aren't stories about people who had it easy. These are stories about people who refused to quit when it got hard. So let's get practical, because perseverance isn't some just abstract virtue that we admire from a distance. It's a practice, a discipline, a choice we make every single day. Perseverance is specific. You can't just persevere in general. You have to know what you're persevering for. What's the vision? What's the goal? What's the legacy you're building? For me, is the Continental Exposure Studios universe. 7 companies, 1 holding structure, a media empire built from Detroit grit and military discipline. That's my North Star. When I'm tired, when I'm discouraged, when the work feels impossible, I come back to that vision. What's yours? Perseverance requires systems. Motivation is unreliable. Willpower is finite. You can't white-knuckle your way through every obstacle. You need systems that keep you moving, even when you don't feel like it. Maybe that's a morning routine that locks in your most important work before the world makes demands on your time. Maybe it's an accountability partner who checks in on your progress. Maybe it's a content calendar, a project management tool, a physical space dedicated to your craft. I'm juggling a bachelor's degree, screenplays, multiple businesses, a newsletter, a fraternity leadership role, and much, much more. Without systems, I drown. With systems, I make progress every single day. Perseverance means redefining failure. Here's what I learned in the military. Failure is data. Every setback is information. Every closed door is redirection. When straight no chaser doesn't get the engagement I had hoped for, that's not failure. That's feedback. When a business strategy doesn't work, that's not defeat. That's refinement. The people who quit are the ones who see failure as final. The people who persevere see failure as fuel. The cost and the reward. Now, I'm not going to stand here and tell you that perseverance is easy. It's not. There's a cost. The cost is time. The cost is comfort. The cost is sometimes being misunderstood by people who don't share your vision. There were moments in the Navy when I'd wonder if I had made the right choice. Moments in the Army when the mission felt impossible. Moments building Continental Exposure when I questioned whether anyone would care about what I was creating. But here's what I know now. The cost of quitting is always higher than the cost of perseverance. Because when you quit, you don't just lose the goal. You lose the person you were becoming in the pursuit of it. Every obstacle you overcome makes you stronger. Every challenge you face teaches you something. Every moment you choose to keep going when you could have stopped, you're building a version of yourself that can handle whatever comes next. And that version of you, that's the person who achieves the impossible. So here's my challenge to you today. Identify one thing you've been thinking about quitting. One dream that feels too hard. One goal that seems out of reach. And ask yourself, what would happen if I gave it one more day, one more week, one more honest effort. Because the path to success is rarely linear. There will be setbacks. There will be false starts. There will be moments when the finish line feels impossibly far away. But those who persevere, those who get up one more time then they fall down, those are the ones who change the world. The road ahead has many twists and turns, but perseverance illuminates the path. If you stay the course, progress will unfold, one day at a time. The future belongs to the resilient, so let perseverance be your guide. This has been Anthony K. Eaton, live from the Continental Exposure Studios universe. Keep creating, keep building, keep persevering. One love.